Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to quit alcoholism with sauerkraut. I did. And I'd like to show you too, because the freedom that you feel is amazing and it's a great and effective way to do it. Something I really want to share with y'all because it's brought so much joy and light into my life, not having to be a victim to my own pain. All of my alcoholic friends know what I'm talking about, whatever happened back then, whatever your parents did to you, whatever unfairness was heaped upon you. I know the stories, I know them well. I suffered from them as well. So, with that history that we all share as alcoholics, and being a former alcoholic myself and having not had a drink of alcohol in 4 years, but having been an alcoholic most of my entire adult life, functional, it's a sad thing to admit, and I have to do it in order to have some credibility in order to tell you what I want to tell you, which is that sauerkraut can cure alcoholism. Scientific facts today, friends. Personal witness. This is what I did. I replaced the craving with what the body actually wants, the sugar the body actually wants. It doesn't want ethyl alcohol, it wants ester alcohol. Ester alcohol is the sugar the body wants. Ethyl alcohol is a hijack on your native endogenous commensal biology. Alcohol doesn't exist in nature. If it does, it's in a low esterized percentage. So you can't see my screen because I don't have sharing technology. Sorry about that. But I'll read the search that I've made, which is probiotic treatment for alcoholism. So this is the search that I've put into my box in Brave is probiotic treatment for alcoholism. So what I want to show you or describe what I'm looking at and tell you is that you can end alcoholism with sauerkraut. I know that that's a probably a controversial thing to say because only 12 steps and only government can fix your alcoholism. It's not true. It's not true. But I will tell you from my own personal experience that if you want to go to man, government, your alcoholism is never going to get fixed because they sell the stuff in gas stations. It's part of the system. It's part of the affect, macro effect of control. And so you're not going to find peace in man. They're not gonna help you quit your alcoholism. So what you have to do is you have to go to nature. Nature has the answers to the problem because it's your nature that was hijacked and taken from you. So after this 4-minute introduction on how alcohol can be ended by sauerkraut, let's go ahead and get it underway. So the first article I'm looking at is from IPA International Probiotics. And this particular article is from 2017, from January, and the title of it is Alcohol, One More for the Gut-Brain Road. Alcohol is a favored emollient in many cultures. Unfortunately, excess intake is tolerated and even encouraged in venues including college campuses and wedding celebrations. So it is no surprise that dependence, disability, and death, 6% of all deaths worldwide, are epidemic. And we showed you recently that with the modern numbers after the pandemic, it's 10%. 10%. 1 in 10 people you know died from alcohol. 2 in 10 people are disabled for life. Prevention is absolutely the best approach by treatment is vital to reverse the addiction. While studies have historically focused on the effect of alcohol on brain function, new queries are asking whether gut microbes may somehow be involved. The gut-brain link has been well established with much evidence linking mood and behavior no microbes to microbes. The gut-brain link has been well established with much evidence linking mood and behavior to microbes. The underpinnings are fascinating and their complexity. Brain biochemistry, the vagus nerve, pro-inflammatory cytokines, tryptophan metabolism all figure in. Also, gut microbes not only produce neurotransmitters, but ferment fiber, releasing short-chain fatty acids, which are neuroactive properties. The neuroactive properties of these short-chain fatty acids cause satiety, which leads to a lack of cravings. See, the cravings come from your body being dysregulated and the sugar metabolism is destroyed. You're not feeding yourself. The alcohol is acting like an insulin injection. Ergo, depression and anxiety strongly figure into alcohol abuse and craving relapse. In 2017, Sophie Leclerc and colleagues published the link between inflammation, bugs, intestine, and the brain in alcohol dependence. They correlate alcohol abuse, increased intestinal permeability, altered microbes, microbes leak into systemic circulation, gut permeability, immune cell response with pro-inflammatory cytokines, inflammation. Cytokines travel along the gut-brain. Neuroinflammation causes changes in mood, cognition, and drinking behavior. So those are all linked to gut dysbiosis now. So, excuse me. So what they're showing is that gut dysbiosis is endemic to alcoholism. So from the next article in Frontiers, probiotics-based treatment as integral approach for alcohol use disorder and alcoholic liver disease. So this is from September 21, pretty modern research. Alcohol liver disease, ALD, is one of the leading causes of morbidity among adults with alcohol use disorder, AUD, worldwide. Its clinical course ranges from steatosis to alcoholic hepatitis. Alcoholic hepatitis. See, if you drink alcohol, you've got a 100% chance of getting hepatitis, friend, because it's type 4 diabetes. Hep is type 4 diabetes. Type 3 is neurodegeneracy. Type 2 is blood hemotoxicity. So you can see that destroying your sugar-brain link causes all of these diseases to form. The reason that you don't get ALD versus diabetes is because genetically you're expressing the disease for your haplotype. Chronic alcohol consumption induces changes in the gut microbiota that are associated with loss of intestinal barrier function, gut permeability, and inflammatory response, which reinforce liver damage progression triggered by alcohol. It's a self-fulfilling disease. The more you drink, the more you destroy yourself, the more your brain becomes dysbiotic, and the bad guys sneak in and change your mind. Makes you passive, makes you stupid, makes you weak. They sell the stuff in gas stations, friends. For years, I was stupid, dumb, and weak. And I want to share this freedom with you because I can't tell you how good it feels to be free of it. And sauerkraut made me to be free. The next article is from Granes. You start here. The article is in the gut health section, and it's from February 20, 2022, written by Geraldine. How probiotics may help alcoholism. So in recent years, the role of our gut health plays in everyday lifestyle has taken center stage. Scientists are now aware of many connections our gut of our body, from the brain-gut connection to the sleep-gut connection and every other link in between. There's no denying that proper gut health is paramount for our well-being. At the center of practices to maintain good health are probiotics. Now, researchers suggest there might be a connection between the use of probiotics and alcoholism treatment. Yes, friends, you can treat alcoholism with probiotics. The scientific research is in. 12 steps, bye-bye. Totally useless. Everything else, all other treatments, totally useless. Probiotics have been tapped as the end of alcoholism. Now, personally, like I said, I gave up sugar, wheat, and dairy, stopped using antibacterial hand soap, audited microplastic out of my life, and saying no to alcohol was actually incredibly easy. It happened in about a month, and literally a lifetime of bad choices evaporated. Nobody ever helped me. Nobody ever wanted me to actually get clean. Nature wanted me to get clean. Sauerkraut wants you to be clean. This is the greatest kept secret in the world, in my opinion, is that nature exists. I know it sounds crazy, but people hate nature. And that's part of the reason for alcoholism, is because people have turned their back on nature. To fully understand how probiotics can help with alcoholism, it's vital to educate ourselves about the various ways alcohol affects our gut health. Many studies have looked at the consumption of alcohol and its effects in our bodies. It's known that those who overindulge in alcohol have higher rates of alcohol-induced oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is the cause of one of the causes of prion disease, and the hepatitis, and the fatty liver disease, and the heart disease, and. So alcohol and gut dysbiosis are one in the same. Alcohol, dysbiosis, the same thing. Alcohol is the leading cause of dysbiosis. So binge drinking, which is the most common form of drinking worldwide, binge drinking. One study analyzed gut health on those who practice this form of drinking. The results showed that people who binge drink have more than 4 drinks per event had elevated markers for inflammation and gut dysbiosis. Everybody who's a binge drinker has gut dysbiosis, just like everybody has dysbiosis. Dysbiosis is the leading cause of disease in the world today. How probiotics help balance gut health. Probiotics are, in essence, good bacteria in supplement form. That's a lie. That is a lie. Sauerkraut has lactic acid bacteria in it, and that's the wild native version that we grew up with in our evolution for the last 100 million years. Probiotics are genetically modified, bioengineered food ingredients designed by man, copied from nature. These people are not talking about using God's sauerkraut, nature's sauerkraut, in order to heal yourself, giving you the power to heal. Nah, they talking about making probiotics and taking your power away and giving it to them. The role of probiotics in the alcoholism recovery journey. Designer probiotics, GMO probiotics to treat alcoholism. Alcohol is the leading cause of death in the world today. They're going to give this stuff to you, and if you want to keep your health care, you better take it. See where they're trapping you, friend? So far, studies are considering probiotics as a method to repair the damage caused by alcohol. In the study, researchers found that after 1 week of probiotic supplementations, levels of good bacteria returned to healthy levels. It can be done very quickly. You can rewild very quickly. You have to say no to sugar, wheat, and dairy, then antibiotics, then audit your home out of microplastics, and in less than a month, you will experience relief from alcoholism. That's what happened to me. That is what happened to me. I am a witness to sauerkraut treating alcoholism. No one else will tell you this. Nobody's going to tell you this because they won't, because it's something you can do at home for free. Nobody ever cares to tell you what you can do for yourself. They only want you to buy the pill, buy into the system. And now, friends, you'll notice that the whole agenda has become fix the system. Yes, let's replace it with a better one. It's terrifying. Next article is NDNR, using probiotics as possible treatment option for alcoholism, from 2017. Using probiotics as possible treatment for alcoholism. So we're going to skip down to ethanol consumption key to development of leaky gut. Leaky gut leads to a panopticon of other diseases. Drink the alcohol, cause a family of disease. Genetically, you will express for your unique condition. Maybe you'll get HIV. Maybe you'll get heart disease. Maybe you'll get dementia. Maybe you'll get a combination of factors. But alcohol is the #1 comorbidity in the world. They won't admit it. 1 in 10 people you know dies from alcohol. #1 killer. Ethanol consumption, key to development of leaky gut. After 3 weeks of alcohol consumption, LPS levels and systemic inflammation may subside. Excuse me, they say after 3 weeks of alcohol cessation, ceasing alcohol. LPS levels and systemic inflammation may subside. However, gut dysbiosis is likely to remain. This was concluded to indicate that ethanol consumption is key to the development of leaky gut. It also questions whether the dysbiosis is primary to the development of AUD or a secondary byproduct. Either way, it is likely necessary to address this dysbiosis in the corrective treatment of alcohol use disorder. So you see, friends, that in the future, probiotics will be prescribed in your 12 steps program in order to help you quit alcohol. Now, unfortunately, they're going to be genetically modified, and then you will be genetically modified. So that's food for thought. If you're an organic human and you suffer from alcohol use disorder, be very aware of when they start offering you probiotics in order to treat you. So the next article we have is from the National Library of Medicine, entitled Probiotics-Based Treatment as Integral Approach for Alcohol Use Disorder in Alcoholic Liver Disease. This is from 2021. This is very modern research showing that probiotics can treat alcoholism in a month. Alcohol liver disease, ALD, is one of the leading causes of morbidity among adults with alcohol use disorder, AUD, worldwide. Its clinical course ranges from steatosis to alcoholic hepatitis. So hepatitis is basically alcohol. The world suffers from hepatitis because of alcohol. It's a good example. And this article goes on to talk about the gut-liver-brain axis and how probiotics terminate the cravings for the alcohol. Absolutely groundbreaking, unbelievable research, because alcohol consumption is the first most important cause of death impairment worldwide. Worldwide. It says right here, 5.3% of our planet dies from alcohol yearly. What vaccine? What pandemic? 5% of us die from alcohol a year, and they're trying to tell us otherwise. They're trying to tell us something else is going on. Alcohol causes leaky gut syndrome, which then leads to the modern Western disease syndrome structure. If you stop drinking, you literally remove the Western ideology from your heart. So approximately 43% of the population over 15 years of age consumed alcohol in the last 12 months, indicating an early life risk of death and disability due to this cause. So 43% of the population, that's amazing. Chronic alcohol consumption is one of the main risk factors for liver injury, for alcohol disease, heart disease, liver disease, fibrosis, hepatitis, steatohepatitis, stenosis, cirrhosis. 15% of the world population is debilitated annually, as in made handicapped. So 20% of the world population is destroyed yearly by alcohol. There are no other problems, friends. In comparison, it's a genocide. Alcohol is genocide. If you look at the history of alcohol and how it was used, it should be a criminal offense to even sell it. Probiotics for alleviating alcohol liver injury from Hindawai, Gastrointestinology Research and Practice 2019. Abstract. Many animal experiments and clinical trials showed that probiotics are effective for the treatment of alcohol liver disease. Alcohol disrupts the composition of intestinal flora. Probiotics modulate the gut microbiota and reverse alcohol-associated intestinal barrier dysfunction by decreasing intestinal mucosal permeability and preventing intestinal bacteria from translocating. That's what it's all about, friends. Alcohol allows viruses to go anywhere they want in the body because of glycylation. Glycosylation is the leading cause of disease. You drink alcohol, your body deglycosylates, creates cell permeability. Disease goes anywhere it wants in your body. Anywhere it wants. Alcohol. Leading cause of disease in the world. Probiotics enhance immune response and reduce the levels of alcohol-induced inflammatory cytokines and reactivate oxygen species, ROS, production in the liver and intestine. Probiotics also increase fatty acid B oxidation and reduce lipogenesis, combating alcohol-induced hepatic steatosis. That's your tissue HDL levels. Sauerkraut reduces your HDL levels, so it actually not only prevents your cravings for alcohol, it reduces the long-term damage caused by the poisoning. It wants you to be healthy. It wants to return you back to a healthy state. In this review, we summarize the current knowledge regarding the mechanism of action of probiotics for reducing the effect of alcoholic liver disease. So the next article is probiotics and their beneficial effects on alcohol-induced liver injury in a rat model, the role of fecal microbiota, from BMC, part of Springer Nature, Complementary Medicine and Therapies, published 2022 in June. Background. Current therapies for alcohol-induced liver injury are of limited efficacy and associated with significant side effects, with the proposed pathophysiology of alcohol-induced liver injury to be related to deranged gut microbiota, dysbiosis. Deranged gut, I like that. With the proposed pathophysiology of alcohol-induced liver injury to be related to deranged gut microbiota, we hypothesized that probiotics would have beneficial effects in attenuating alcohol-induced liver injury. Results. Liver histopathology showed the presence of significant hepatocytic ballooning in the alcohol group as compared with the control group, and the treatment with L-plantarum or mixed strain probiotics alleviated these changes. Significant alleviation of serum expressions were observed in alcohol-fed rats as compared with control rats. Leaky gut ends, biosis returns. The administration of L-plantarum or mixed strain probiotics restored these changes to the levels of control rats. So this isn't even a GMO strain, friends. This is just sauerkraut genes, lactic acid bacteria, L-plantarum, not modified strains. Understand the power of this statement. They are saying that natural strain probiotics, i.e. L. plantarum, reverses alcoholic liver disease. That's what I did. That's what I did. My HDL was way up there. My HDL is right there, where it's supposed to be. Sauerkraut. No sugar, no wheat, no dairy. You can do it. Nature and you can do it. You have the power to quit this terminal disease that's threatening our planet. Alcohol. I mean, if you think drunk driving's bad, imagine what making world leadership decisions is like when you're high on drugs, like alcohol. I mean, these people are literally drunk, deciding for the planet what we're going to do. And I say, why don't we just put some sauerkraut on it? Because there's nothing but proof to show natural sauerkraut, natural probiotics can return you to health if you quit the poisons. So here, try this one out for size. We got May 17th, 2023. Brand new, fresh off the presses, okay? Right from SciTech Daily. 2023, last month. New potential probiotic treatment reduces alcohol absorption, prolongs alcohol tolerance, and shortens recovery time. Brand new research, friends, proving probiotics are the treatment of use for alcohol use disorder. The high throughput potential of probiotics on alcoholism, hands down, makes it the treatment. They are talking about a 90% efficacy rate. Listen, 1 in 10 people you know will die from alcohol. 2 in 10 people you know will be disabled for life by alcohol. When they are talking about a 90% efficacy rate, what they are saying is that they could reduce the fatality rate of our planet to alcohol by 90%. Science. Scientific fact. Overconsumption of alcohol can result in severe hangovers characterized by headaches, fatigue, and not I'll read that part. Let's get to the good part. Okay, while reducing alcohol intake is one way to prevent these negative effects, Chinese researchers have developed an alternative method, a genetically engineered probiotic. So, friend, do you want to go with nature, with sauerkraut, or do you want to go with man, probiotics, genetic modification? Because if you suffer from AUD in the near future because of healthcare and the way we need to reduce the cost, they're going to say that alcohol use disorder is the leading cause of problems in America, along with drug addiction, and you will be genetically modified with these probiotics if you want to keep your healthcare. I'm serious. This is coming. Because it's for the general well-being. So, in a study published in Microbiology Spectrum this week, the scientists outlined their approach and shared their findings from experiments on mice. The treatment lowered alcohol absorption, extended alcohol tolerance, and accelerated recovery time following alcohol exposure. Although human trials have not yet been conducted, the researchers speculate that these probiotics could offer a novel approach to minimize alcohol-related health problems and liver problems in general. Meng Dong, PhD at the Chinese Academy of Sciences Institute of Zoology, who worked on the study, noted that clinical applications may extend beyond alcohol-related conditions. We believe that genetically engineered probiotics will provide new ideas for the treatment of liver disease, she said. The human body primarily uses forms of an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase, or ADH, to metabolize alcohol. But some variants are more effective than others. Some studies have found that a form called ADH1B, found primarily in East Asian and Polynesian populations, is 100 times more active than other variants. Previous studies on mice have shown that viral vectors genetically engineered to express ADH1B can accelerate the breakdown of alcohol, but been shown to be safe in humans. Sauerkraut has been shown to be safe in humans for 10 million, 100 million years, friends. It's grass, has a 100% efficacy rate, and what they're saying here is that their genetically modified nonsense that they're trying to copy from sauerkraut has no efficacy. It has no safety. So, to continue, motivated by those findings, Dong and her colleagues looked for a safer delivery method focusing on probiotic Lactococcus lactis, a bacterium often used in fermentation. They used molecular cloning to induce the gene for human ADH1 into bacteria plasmids, which was then introduced into a strain of L. lactis. Lab tests confirmed that probiotics secreted the enzyme. The researchers encapsulated the probiotic to ensure it would survive against stomach acid, then tested it on 3 groups of 5 mice, each exposed to different levels of alcohol. Untreated mice showed signs of drunkenness 20 minutes after exposure to alcohol. When the mice were placed on their backs, for example, they were unable to get back on their feet, But in the group that received a probiotic that expressed human ADH1, half the mice were still able to turn themselves over an hour after alcohol exposure. A quarter never lost their ability to turn themselves over. Further, tests showed that 2 hours after exposure, blood alcohol levels in the controlled group continued to rise while those in the probiotic-treated mouse had begun to fall. Yes, friends, your microbiome digests the alcohol for you. That's correct. When your liver is using the dehydrogenase in order to remove the alcohol, you're literally stealing from your body in order to survive. You're killing yourself. It's a harm. Alcoholism is self-harm. You're committing suicide. Stop it. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say the S word. I meant to say self-deletion. Stop self-deleting. Please, we need you. Recovered alcoholics are some of the best people because if you haven't suffered in life, you don't know what life is. You got to suffer in life in order to appreciate it. If you're just given everything all the time, what do you know? What do you know? The next step, Dawn said, is to investigate whether the potential therapeutic effect of modified probiotics extends to humans. So, I'm telling you, it'll extend to humans because that's just what these people care about. They have to genetically modify you. And it's part of the cycle that they have to go through. So anyway, friends, you can eat sauerkraut and you cannot eat sugar, wheat, and dairy, and you can quit alcohol on your own. Nature and you can get married, restore your gut back to health, and alleviate the leading cause of death in the world today. 1 in 10 people dies from alcohol. 2 in 10 people are disabled for life. What pandemic? What car crash? What guns? They don't even hold a speck. Do you realize if you added those 3 things up, it wouldn't even equal 1% of the population on the planet? Literally, 10% of the population is dying from alcohol. Less than 0.1% of the population dies from guns, the pandemic, and car crashes. So, since that's the case, if you're an alcoholic, you can see that striking back at the system that damaged you is easy. Embrace nature, get over your need for man to help you, and help yourself, because you're the only person that will. You're the only person that can help yourself, friend. No one's coming to your aid. Nobody's going to be your hero. You have to be the hero. And once you do that, once you make that internal, emotional, hugely traumatic experience, because like me, I only knew alcohol. Like I only knew dependence. And through that, I was dependent on the system that hates me, that used me. That used me for my taxes, that used me for my labors, that used me for my functional alcoholism. That's using you for your functional alcoholism if you're one. But let me tell you, again, one last time before we let it go. The joy and the relief that you feel when you let the alcohol go and embrace the sauerkraut, it's like going from an abusive spouse to your true wife or husband, whichever. It loves you, it respects you, it lifts you up at the basic level and cares for you the way a real parent cares for a child, because it's nature. Your microbiome is your parent in nature. It's your link to God's nature. And now I hope you understand why they break it. Because if they can break it, they can replace God with probiotics. Thank you, friend.